today's conversation is going to be a little more serious than, I think we're serious all the time, but this is a serious topic because it's become an epidemic around this country. And I don't know if it's anything that's new, but I think that people are talking more about experiences that they've had, especially in childhood. And we're talking about child abuse and neglect. And that includes sexual abuse, physical abuse,
emotional abuse.
Mm-hmm. Emotional abuse, exactly. And neglect, which really means that there were times in your life when you just weren't taken care of. And I know that there are going to be religious people who say, well, if you're a Christian, things shouldn't be affecting you. Well, that's just misinformation that gets put out there. Where we have to work, especially, the body and the spirit are separate if we're going into a spiritual conversation.
And if we want to help others, I think we need to talk more. It's very difficult. I'm a very private person. It is very difficult to talk about things that you've been through when you believe you have healed and forgiven, especially when you've forgiven though, and you're not trying to make the other person relive it. But it's not about hurting them. It's not about hurting or shaming anyone. It's about healing for yourself, because I believe it's healing to even discuss it, even if it's a hard topic. But it's healing for others that are going through it, that maybe you can tell them how you were able to get through it, or how you were able to forgive, or just your story. So that's why for me, this is very important, difficult, but important.
And the triggers that happen, or it takes you back, or that PTSD, comes into play. Definitely how to heal from that so that you don't bring that into the intimacy with your spouse. Because then at that point, they feel rejected. They sense that you're withdrawing from them, and the intimacy within that. And it could even be if they hug you a certain way, or kiss you in a certain spot, or kiss you on the back of your neck, or something like that brings back the way that you a person could have been sexually abused as a child, and how that can come into play if you don't get counseling or there isn't healing. So it's very important to definitely heal from that and not bring it into your adult relationships.
Because things that I use in private or in my private practice are kind of, they're divine led, and then the school books happen to line up with it. So I used a lot of this stuff beforehand. So when I'm in treatment with people, I'll call myself a roadmap, because I'm showing you that it's possible to come out of these things. You don't have to stay where you are. And there's some things that I do that maybe other therapists wouldn't. I believe in self-disclosure. We talk a lot about things that I've gone through, because how will you know it works if I can't tell you how it worked?
Yes.
So I do use a lot of personal examples and things like that. And a lot of clinicians don't do that, but I just don't believe in that, because I will go back to the scripture where it says that they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. That's very important.
I think it's important too about being transparent, being real, keeping it real, but being transparent of the things that we have gone through, how we went through it and grew, learned from it, but healed also, the healing process, but just being transparent. And that's a lot of what I talk about too, as I'm teaching or whatever it is that I'm, helping, ministering to somebody, or whatever it is that I'm discussing, whether it's with kids or, a teenager, a young adult, another female. To me, it's very important to be transparent.
I didn't cry. It was close. I didn't cry though, but this has been a rough one. So I would encourage anyone, reach out to us. If you're in the Atlanta, Georgia area, I can take you on in my clinical practice if that's something that you would need, even if it's just for a consultation, just to talk about how to go forward. But in your area, feel free, reach out and get yourself some help. I hope that us being transparent and discussing our personal situations has helped someone. And I'm of this mind. If we've helped one person, then we've done what it is we needed to do. So
yes,
again, ask us questions, reach out. We want to hear from you. And again, thank you for coming in. We appreciate you just getting a look at us as our friendship, and we hope to add you as friends soon. So we'll talk soon, and thank you again for joining in.